We've heard that event planners, event managers are very, very wealthy people.
Oh,
Because when they come with
good.
the bills, when they come, like this
Yeah.
is it, this is it, and at the end of the day, the DJ is complaining that the event planner paid me 58,000. The MC says the event planner they pay me only 100,000, and the event planner is carting away millions of naira.
It's a lie. An event organizer says my budget is 5 million, and you're looking for a Marriott that will take 3 million. You now say you want to bring DJ Humility type of DJ to that event. Then you now say you
All
want
of them in that 5 million budget.
inside that 5 million. What is my profit inside it at the end of the day? Maybe I'm going with maybe 150,000, 100,000 by the time I finish paying everybody. So is that 1 million? So people can frustrate you. They'll be like, they want this, but how can you get it done? So in your own mind as a creative person, you now sit and think through it. Okay, how can I make this
happen?
How can I make it happen? How can I make this a lasting event so that this person, if he sees, oh, she's able to manage this amount this time, maybe if she charges me 10 million next time instead of 5 million, I will give that because I got a very good result at the end of the whole thing.
Hello and welcome to another exciting episode of Just Africa on SOUQ News Television. Of course, do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at SOUQ News TV and follow the Just Africa show on, of course, YouTube, which is our YouTube channel. All right, today we'll be talking events. Essentially, by definition, you'll be wondering, there's so many events happening just by the name, and whatever it is resonates in your mind. Very few pay attention to what happens in the background before these events take place and perhaps the post-mortem of each of these events. But again, events have been a mainstay in part of our social lives. And of course, today on our Just Africa episode, we will be looking at how events come to place, become an art, become a craft, and of course, leave indelible memories in our minds and in our history and in our places where we find resolute spaces. Of course, I'm not going to be doing today's conversation alone. I've got the delectable Omoye Esther with me. Of course, looking rather appreciated in black. I mean, this is a shade of black. How are you, Omoye?
Yeah, good afternoon, Lagos. Good afternoon, Nigeria. Good afternoon to you, or depends on the time at which you're watching from wherever you are. And welcome to Just Africa on SOUQ News Television.
It's a wet Tuesday in Lagos, which is weird because this is still in January, already having rain. So the weather has been one way since last year. We didn't see harmattan in Lagos, but places like Jos and Abuja had serious harmattan, right? And then we had rain in Lagos in December. Then this is January. You're supposed to still be feeling a bit of the harmattan. Then it starts to rain today.
Yeah, of course, there's no harmattan in Lagos.
And when it rains, you already know how Lagos is.
It's one of those things. As a Lagosian, you're supposed to be used to it by now.
But
it's one of the events that happened.
No. I remember when I think it was on SBL when Chooks was saying, let's not normalize things that are not nice. Because
but there is nothing you can actually do when it comes to weather and climate.
Well, there are things that we can do.
Are you going to control the rain?
So it's obviously it is man-made activities that has altered the climate. Climate change essentially is what we have been doing as humans that has affected the climate.
I totally not agree with you, though.
We can argue that one, though.
Yes,
I'm waiting for that one. Okay, when you talk about carbon emission is not done by animals now. It's we humans that do that one.
We'll have that conversation another day. Today we are talking events.
Okay, these are events that happen around. Today we have to do that definition early because events can mean a lot of things for different people, right? I know once just say events, we're like, okay, maybe it's a place that you want to go to. But so many events are happening around us, activities are happening around us. And at the end of the day, these things can shape how your day is. I was coming to work today and just under the Maryland Independent Bridge, an accident happened on the supposedly the opposite lane where people are going into the mainland. And it just happened a day after another tanker accident happened somewhere in Apapa where Nigerians, Lagosians, decided to scoop diesel from that tanker that had tipped over and was part of it was almost off the bridge. And then I saw the way we also reacted to this accident that happened this morning. 2 incidents back to back in 24 hours. And I asked myself, I said, one of the things that we also need to take cognizance of and start to speak about is how we, not emergency responders now, we as citizens begin to react to certain events when they happen, certain incidents that when they happen. Because we don't understand what it means to first aid for first responses. We don't understand it as natural. We just want to, in our bid to help, we create more chaos. Right? Anybody, at least any sane person who had seen the videos that came out of the incident of yesterday with the tankers would have said, why were we scooping fuel? So people just had different buckets or whatever it is that could help you get something, and they held it on their head and had to stand underneath the falling, it looked like rain, but it was falling diesel. And in my head, I kept asking myself, these are parents. That incident happened like around morning, but you would see people who ideally should be going to work. They're carrying buckets to scoop diesel. And
It was not time.
I kept asking myself a lot of questions.
It wasn't time for them to go to work.
It wasn't time for work.
Yeah, people have different time schedule for their.
That number of people.
Yeah.
It looks like a lot of us in Lagos don't have things to do.
No, some of them are into their personal businesses. Some of them work from home, so they had time to go scoop fuel.
It's the fact that you're even trying to justify it.
That's it. They had that time to go to scoop fuel.
But wait, is it that
Not everyone needs to work. It's to.
Oh, okay. So on what basis? Let's even have that conversation a bit. On what basis will somebody want to scoop any of those, whether it's fuel, kerosene, or diesel? Why would I want to do that?
And that's where, let's say knowledge comes in, or let's say self-discipline comes in. There are things you want to do.
Yeah.
And there are some things you do, and someone else will be like, why is he doing that?
I'm trying to play. I don't want to use devil's advocate. I'm saying, on what basis would somebody want to scoop fuel?
Of course, one is poverty.
Really?
Now, poverty of the mind. When we're talking about poverty, we're not talking about just poverty of the pocket. Poverty of the mind. So that's someone who doesn't have value for his or her life. Because again and again and again, we've seen situations like that, and before you know it, fire. Yeah,
it ignites,
so
and then there's this mass destruction.
We have seen it not once, not twice, not 3 times in this country. So are you telling me people don't want to learn? No, people don't have value for life, so they are mentally poor. They don't have value for their lives. If you have value for your life, you will consider the child you have at home. You consider the families you have at home. Now the question is, the fuel you're scooping, if you want to sell it, how much will you get out of it? Is it worth the risk?
I had to ask. I'm sorry, I had to ask some questions.
So if it's not worth the risk, then why take the risk? Yes, they tell us in life, take risk, but these days they tell you take calculated
risks. Okay, risks that make sense.
Exactly. So that doesn't make sense. So as far if there were 10 millions, we just had 10 million stupid Lagosians there yesterday. If anything had happened.
So what do you do for who to blame? And you know they naturally blame.
Of course it's the devil.
They blame the government, Abby.
No, first of all, it's the devil. An innocent devil. So they blame the devil. When they are done blaming the devil,
they will not blame the government.
Come to the Lagos state government and tell you the government shouldn't have allowed tanker to pass during the day or when people.
Yeah, because that's what I said. There's many questions that should have been asked. But we're not asking that one because of what those ones started doing now.
You understand? So someone saw that, it's an opportunity for me to make money.
How much? Okay, look, let me ask this question because I'm sure perhaps people who participated in this thing will stumble on this video. So let's just say it. Right. Is there a market for people who will buy some of those liters of diesel?
Of course, now.
Because I was wondering on what grounds would make somebody go and scoop. Some of them were just getting like maybe the worst you get like 10 liters.
People would, was that diesel?
It's diesel.
Okay.
So if it was fuel, I would understood that, okay, maybe you want to use it for a generator or maybe your vehicle. But this is diesel.
Now, the thing is, that's where knowledge comes in again. Do you know that majority of people that went there yesterday do not know whether it is fuel or diesel?
You just want to scoop anything.
You just want to scoop.
So,
That
so
is
that's what I'm saying.
that's what Deltas call Ushu free.
No, but it's weird because the question now is, you now scoop it because every other person is doing it. Then you don't know what to do with it.
Exactly.
So what's the need to go and risk your
That's where
life?
stupidity now comes in.
Because why would you go and risk your life for something that, okay, let's say we agree that it is poverty that made you do it, right? Now, you scoop something that you cannot trade to get the money. So what was the essence in the first place?
That is it.
Because it's diesel. This is how I calculated it. Okay, fine. Two people would perhaps be your clientele. Those who use these big generators, not the fuel generators, those very big generators. And then perhaps these articulate vehicles, these big trucks. Those are the people that use diesel more. Now, anybody who is with those kind of big generators, obviously is not a poor person. So why would I want to go and buy 10 liters from you on the road when I can go to buy from a fuel station?
So
That's one. Number two, the articulate vehicle person definitely don't want to buy from a roadside unless it's an emergency. Maybe his car had one issue and it was leaking. They just want to buy it so I can get to the next fuel station. Because it will not make any sense for me to go and buy 10, 15, 20 liters from you that is on the roadside simply because I want to buy or give you money and take you out of poverty. The money you will make from there, you will most likely spend it in less than an hour because it's going to be very small. If I want to patronize you and I must patronize you because you're standing on the road to sell diesel, I'm not going to buy at the same rate I'm going to buy at the fuel station. So you have to break it down. So what did you gain in the essence?
Especially now that diesel is not in scarcity.
That's what I'm saying.
So why would anyone want
looked
to
at
buy
it
from the road?
I looked at it from the top to the bottom and I said, okay, let's assume that I am part of the masses. Okay, I am still part of the masses. I have to correct that word. But I'm just saying, if I was in that vicinity, what would push me to go and risk my life to do that?
No, you won't do it because you have that education, that mind that it's not worth it. People need a whole lot of orientation. People need a whole lot of mindset shifts. We need mind shifts.
As Doctor would say,
it's a thing of the mind. You get it? It's a thing of the mind because people are beginning to see it as a culture. It is not a culture.
When the tanker
You understand?
falls, you
Exactly.
want to take the content.
Now, it is not just all about tankers. Even when certain trucks
A vehicle or even just has an accident, yes.
and it's carrying foodstuff, what do people do?
They loot it.
They loot it. When different things. The only thing that, sorry, this is kind of comic. Someone said that we've seen tanker fall, we've seen trucks fall, we've seen. The only thing we've not seen fall is a bullion van. You get it? That's bullion van. That's you get it.
Even if you have accidents,
you understand?
you want
You want to go and loot. Now, it has become a thing that Africans, Nigerians, we're not used to. So when a truck falls, or so long that thing, sometimes what that truck is carrying, or what that is useless to the person, but you see people still go there. Okay, it's an opportunity to cut away the goods that the vehicle is carrying. So now the thing is, how do you educate people? Fine, we understand that there's hunger in the land.
Yes.
We understand that, yes. But that does not mean that every vehicle that falls, you have to go there and start looting. Every tanker that falls, one day a tanker will carry water and people will still go there and scoop.
This thing you said reminded me of a tanker that had an accident, a truck that had an accident. It was covered. When they wanted to go and loot it, because we were driving past, so it didn't cost like traffic.
Yeah.
When we were now driving past, we were ready to loot. Guess what it was carrying? Toilets.
So let's say.
See. So in my head, I was like, okay, so if you steal toilet seats,
say, I can bet you that some persons will still go there.
My point is, okay, you want to sell it, right? Unless you want to sell it to those guys who sell it. Obviously, they want to buy it at a very ridiculous price.
Of course.
Because they can't trust your source. So what did you gain?
So, so I think that is where, I don't know if it has to do with personal self-development or Because I don't, at this point in time, I don't want to call the government because the government has done a lot.
The governors are everywhere.
They have shouted, they have screamed, they've arrested, they've done what they're supposed to do. So people need a change of mindset. People need to tell themselves that no, I need to do things differently. We can't get it right.
Yeah.
We can't get everyone to change.
Okay.
But if we can get a very large number of Nigerians and Africans to say no, this thing is wrong, to say no, we really don't have to take unnecessary risk, then it will become saner compared to what we saw yesterday.
Do
you understand?
Do you know one of the saddest parts of those videos that came out was the kind of people that we saw there. So whenever we want change to happen, sometimes we expect it to trickle down. So we'll call religious leaders, political leaders. But then again, some people will tell you the family unit is the smallest in the society. So you expect the parents to be the leaders. When you see those kind of videos, we didn't see children.
Thank you.
We didn't see young people there. It's even that you're expecting to teach us morals.
Amolo, this...
so what are they teaching the kids in there? So we're creating a cycle.
Listen, for me, and few of my friends, they'll tell you that it is not every adult that is an adult, that is responsible. See, a stupid child who grew up to become a stupid adult. Apologies for my choice of words. See, but it doesn't just say translate from being a child and becoming an adult automatically you have wisdom. No. If you were not wise as a child, if you were not disciplined as a youth, you will grow up becoming that indisciplined person.
So how do we fix the problem? Because what they are showing now is they came from an era where those things were normalized.
Okay, so let me give you something that happened in my compound. 2 flats are supposed to be using a prepaid meter. Okay. While the 4 other people are connected to direct light. Yes. So we've been running that for the period of time I've been in the compound. I'm on estimated. So we pump water using the estimated. Okay. So when the bills come, we give 15% of the total bill to the other to unprepared. Now, Ikeja Electric just brought the bills for this month. To cut a long story short, and where we saw 2 bills, and we're like, what happened? They said the prepaid meter stopped working since November,
and they still had light.
Thank you. I did not finish the story.
Oh no, I already got it.
You got it right.
Yeah.
Now these are adults. That was a question I asked.
And
they knew. For 4 of us, for the 4 flats, we've been paying for these people since November. Now they know that Keja Electric can come at any time, and by the time we find out, so they had to bring themselves out. And we said, you have not been up and you had lights. Now I asked the parents one question: what are you teaching your children? Like, you will see my child doing something wrong, then you come and tell my child that thing you are doing is wrong. Okay, you will not dare.
You haven't done it in your home.
You will dare. Now, what are you teaching your child?
Children.
So you are telling your children, you are indirectly telling your children that cutting corners is good. That was exactly what happened yesterday. You see those parents you saw there. That was what they saw their own parents do. If I may assume, or their parents didn't tell them, or some of them were told, they didn't listen. So let me not blame all parents at this point.
Yes.
Some of them were actually told that doing this thing is wrong, but they do not want to listen. Their parents tried to change their mindset right from when they were babies, right from when they were very small. At some point, their parents would have told them, doing this will cost you this, but they did not listen. Of course, they grew up and became adults. They started having children, and the tanker fell. You went there. Now you take it home, your child will ask you, Mommy, Daddy, where did you get? One tanker fell. Oh, today we were doing this. Now you are actually teaching your child what to do when he or she grows up and sees it.
Yeah.
Now, I was glad that it happened during school hours. If not, you would have seen children.
Part of that same nonsense. It was embarrassing because I looked at it. That's why it kept going in my head. Like, okay, just like you were saying, I'm a parent, and I'll take these liters of diesel that I successfully scooped, and I took it home. obviously diesel has one very pungent smell. I was like, what is smelling? Is diesel. If there is a parent that will answer, it's diesel. So what do you want to do with it? We can't cook with it.
You can't do anything.
You can't cook with it. Your generator in the house does not run with it. Okay, perhaps you want to go and sell it to one person who will buy at the roadside. How much would you make? What would this translate to your family? You probably use it to buy a few things in your house, which is, let me just assume it is food. You eat it, you go to the toilet, pass it out, and then it's gone. That experience is there. But you have left a mark in an innocent child that it is okay to steal.
That is it.
And these same people will open their mouths to say, oh, government is this, government is corrupt, this is this. But in your small corners, people didn't think that was stealing.
Now, another thing you need to understand about this, these are the stories that foreigners like to paint about Africa. Now, when we do good, most of the things, beautiful things in Africa
never gets told. Yes.
Okay, before I continue with that, during the Christmas period, specifically Christmas, a friend of mine in US posted videos of Christmas in different
countries,
different continents. In America, beautiful places, Christmas lights, this one Christmas trees, this one snow, that. When it got to Nigeria, he posted the one woman pursuing fowl. The red sand in the eastern part of my country, where they sell vegetables on the floor and all that. And that is the projection he gave to Africa. And I said, you are mean. That is it, Amolo. These are the stories that we paint and tell you this is what is happening in Africa. They tell you this is what people do in Africa.
We are still primitive.
They tell you this is it. Yeah, exactly. Fear a tanker falls in Africa. And of course, those stories we sell. They tell you Africa is so poor, Africa is so backward, Africa is a dark country, Africa is this. I don't blame them. I blame our people. I blame our people who don't see that, okay, some of these things, no, we really need to stop. You're wrong. What is wrong, irrespective of whether anyone is saying it or not. What is wrong is wrong.
Perhaps when they do it, they don't say it's wrong. Because, look, I'm emphasizing on this because yesterday's incident, that particular video went so viral. Because I started seeing it on Twitter. And look, the irony is many people think when they share some of these things, they think, oh, it's just in my small community.
Exactly.
Somebody in your small community will share it somewhere else. And before you know it, it goes
keeps
global.
Going.
It does not mean, somebody said, I think it was one of the guests that we had, the one that was talking, I can't remember her name now. When she was talking that she went to New York and then she was on the train and a big rat crossed.
Exactly.
And she panicked. But immediately she remembered, they don't show you this on TV. No. But here we are, glorifying the fact that we're videoing our fellow Nigerians.
Yeah.
Scooping fuel from a fallen tanker. Remember, it was the same analogy they gave when Anthony Joshua had his accident. Mm-hmm. And so they said, why would you park a truck by the roadside? Nobody talked about the speeding part of the thing. They always want to paint you people as very primitive.
Exactly.
Oh, their roads are paved. So these ones, their roads are bad. Perhaps that's why I had the accident. It took a white man, a white journalist, to come down here and did an analysis first off to tell you where that car was parked, that truck was parked, to tell you the velocity that car must have been going to have that much impact. That is the power of storytelling and the power of narratives. And we in Africa have not gotten it right. We tend to always think, let us report the story as bad as it is.
Yes.
Maybe that is one that will sell. But you see, the people that are reading it are not getting the same message that you are trying to pass. You are only going to report it, but they are painting you. The narrative they are giving you is that people don't have sense. Mm-hmm. That at basic level, I mean, people don't have, how would you see somebody have an accident? You are going to check the victim, whether he has a phone that you can steal. You never check whether the person has a pulse. Yeah, it is so bad that some of these things will look like it's like bar conversations.
Yes.
But if we don't tell ourselves the truth, the kids coming from behind will think it is normal to be like this.
Yeah.
And when we normalize it, you will not blame the persons that will come out of there to become a leader tomorrow. Because when they start to do it in a larger scale, you have no voice to speak. Because if many of us are not condemning it now, because those people are not ghosts, those are Lagosians.
Of course.
If you ask all of them to come out today now, those of you that scooped, come outside, line up and return it, many of them would deny.
Of course. And again, someone is saying maybe it is the locality or the place where
It's a papa,
listen,
in case you don't know.
even if it happens in Ikoyi,
People will see scoop.
people will see. Even if it happens in Lekki phase 1, people will still go there and scoop. Whether it happens in Ghana, whether it happens, see, it is not the region. It is
the mindset.
The mindset of our people. We must have a shift if we want a better continent. If we want a better country as in Nigeria, we have to change our mindset about certain events. It's like going for a wedding you have sworn down I must eat jollof rice. Are you kidding me? Who says you must eat? Or you're going? Yes. See, there are so many things.
So, this you just mentioned, right? They took me off to a part where a lot of people get culture shock when they now change the environment.
Yes.
They are used to these things, and when you now get to a place where they don't do that, you're not like, people are so weird.
Exactly.
But you are the weird person because you have normalized being absurd. A friend of mine said he went to a friend's party, birthday party. She invited them, and she also went. And then she didn't know that in their own birthday party, whatever you eat, you pay for it. Sorry. Because you went out to a restaurant and everything. It's here when you invite people and the one that take care of them. In that place, whatever you eat, you pay for it. She said she had to pay, but it's with a grumpy act like, how would you invite me? And I'm the one pay. Stay there now. That is the culture. Because we are here, many of us just feel like, there is party, I must attend this because that's where we eat the food that will last me for 7 days. That you understand? I don't know why we always tie so many things to poverty. I'm not talking poverty on the mind now. We always say, this person is doing this because he's poor or because he doesn't have. We will see rich people still do the same thing.
Yes, we have seen.
Drop a billion van now and it opens. You will see somebody who is driving a big truck, big car. He will come down. Let it happen in Third Milan Beach, for example. He will stop and also scoop money. Let's leave. I don't know how it will start to change. We still call on those in authorities.
Yeah.
Because they are the ones who have, those ones that have leverage. If you're a preacher, preach against these things. Even though, they've been doing it, I'm not saying they but keep doing it. Let people see you lead by example, right? Because look, some of these things kind of like make us look like we're animals. Especially when it's projected in a certain kind of way. And it is not a full proof of how all of us are. So that shouldn't be the essence of why we're existing, that we're only looking for what to eat. Because that's the bottom line. Oh, the person is doing this because he's hungry. Are you saying there are no people, decent people who are hungry and yet we don't have to resort to stealing?
Yes, exactly.
Because that is stealing.
So another thing that I would still encourage those in authority to do is when accident, I give that credit to Lagos State. The response is always
yes.
The response is always swift when it comes to situations like this. Before you know it, they've cleared it all and all that. So I will still beg the government again, all those in authority, to do better. Now, how do I mean better? The moment you respond, clear the people away. No. They have to do it. They have to use force. You have to use force and push them away as far as possible. Just keep them in a distance. It is easier if it was just cars. Human beings, in fact, they are the most difficult set of
people to lead.
So there was something that happened on was it Ojuelegba Bridge a few weeks back. In fact, the vehicle just caught fire on the other lane leading to Ojota. On the other lane there, it just caught fire when we got there. And you know, Ojo Elegba and the fire service at Barra.
Oh yes. The proximity is not so far. Yeah.
So the response was swift, like very fast. So before their own truck got there, the last man had already gone back to stop vehicles coming because a BRT bus was close to the one that caught fire. So they told that one to reverse. And just before you climb the bridge, they stopped every other vehicle. So that one was very, very easy to control. So if it is possible, the moment you get there, just please help us keep these people far away with their buckets and their scooping,
It was just
whatever that.
We thank God that the casualty none was experienced, because
So,
imagine if
just push them away. Help us to keep them in a distance, and of course they will get into, because sometimes these people even obstruct these fire service and the people. They disrupt them from carrying out their job effectively.
It is well. So, we do hope that lessons are learned, and we would pray on people, Africans, Nigerians, Lagosians, at least be conscientious. Because look, just imagine that a big casualty, like if an explosion happened, and it took out almost everybody in that vicinity. Yeah. Those that were just onlookers, they were not
participating. I saw those.
Those who were perhaps just, I don't know, passing by on their own, not standing to watch, just passing by on their own.
Yeah.
And tomorrow we'll now hear, oh, fellow Nigerians, we regret to, you know how they always say these things.
They'll tell you that
the life is gone. Yesterday, Dr. Ogu was saying, don't be a superhero. If you die, now you lose.
Yeah, that was what he said.
Look, the life will continue. So when you're taking suicide mission at this point, we only do our best to tell you, oh, don't engage in this thing.
You know, that word you used now, you know, that was what someone used. Is this poverty or suicide mission?
No, it's suicide mission. It's not
poverty. You know, that was the question.
Because you can't tell me everybody there is jobless. Although you explained to me that maybe they are not going to job at the time. Maybe they have a job to do. But you can't tell me all of them they are poor.
No, it's...
There's a woman there that had food very on. Abby, there's another mama too that I saw there. That one not pissed me off very well, sir. And I think somebody's mother. And I know now. Imagine that video is circulating now. Your child sees it and that mom you Wednesday. Ah, God, I beg.
Or the mom will say you should have come and joined there.
There's only something that some people tell you, if you don't have any family member that embarrasses you in public, you don't know what God has done for you. We've got a very, very interesting guest with us today, and we're diving straight in. I've got my co-host, Omoye Esther, with me. But because of time, we had to dive straight in with our guest. So we've got Omoye Esther with us, and of course, she will be helping us to break down most of the conversations around Africa and, of course, events that happen within it. Welcome, Esther. How are you doing?
Hi,
it's a wet day, so we already understand how it is. It was a struggle to get to the office, but it's nice to have you here.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
First off, just break it down for us. How did you get into event planning and event management?
Well, when I get to answer questions like this, particularly this question, sometimes I don't know how to answer, because I think it all started from when I worked with a company in the UK.
Okay.
Right. I always like to be behind
the scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't like to look at So I worked with a company called Broadcast Media Africa. They were strictly into events.
Okay.
Right. They do events within the broadcasting space. Yeah. So we get to do stuff within Africa, and I was privileged to be, should I say, the business lead / event coordinator for West Africa.
Okay.
So I was privileged to do some of these things with this West African country. And to start with, I was always behind the scene. But then I started liking it, At first, in fact, I didn't start as an event person. I started as a freelancer, a presenter.
Okay.
Right? So, but then I just went into broadcasting, and I found myself doing events, and I started loving it. And when I give people, that smile when they come to events,
they're
like, okay, she's good. And that's how it started. But then after I left broadcasting, I started doing other corporate events, like a cinema event. I've done lots of cinema events within Nigeria and a few African countries, by the grace of God.
Okay, so what makes an event memorable for attendees?
Okay. So first of all, I think it's you as an organizer, right? What you leave them with matters. So I'll give you an example because when I talk, I like to use myself as an example because I don't know about every other person, but I can speak for myself. I've had few events in the past, especially I recall one we had in Abuja one time like that. One time the woman came to me and I said, "Oh, Madam Esther, thank you so much. I mean, my colleagues said they had a fantastic time." But then I'm like, who are they? I don't know anybody. Right. So what makes an event a memorable one? It's what you leave your attendees with, or your delegates, however you call the people attending your event, what you leave them with, the satisfaction you give them. Did they enjoy the atmosphere, the content they get? Sometimes, in fact, in Nigeria too, if they eat, you know,
Which is the
Very
most important part,
important.
yeah.
if they eat, you know, and everybody gets to eat. Some people will not say, "Oh, my colleague did not eat. My colleague this one ate." You know, I mean, it leaves a lot of lasting impact in. Yeah.
Do you use your events to tell stories or at least promote the African culture some way?
Oh, of course, of course, of course. I would say if I look at the kind of event I've done in the past and present one, I like to leave something about culture. I'm a very cultural person. Maybe that's why I'm dressing African.
Yeah.
I'm a very cultural person. So if I'm doing an event that has a bit of tech in it, but then the people using it in my space are somewhat, I don't want to say local,
Yeah.
but they are traditional.
Yes, yes,
Right.
yes.
So how do I make them understand what I'm selling to them at my event? Or if I'm managing an event for you, for instance, and you're telling me, "Oh, Esther, I want these people to have a good time or have an understanding of what they are coming to get. Don't just come and sit and look at the beautiful place."
Okay.
You understand? So I think it's one of those things that I've been privileged to do
So in your shows,
in
your
some of my
events.
events. Yeah.
Did you do PR in any way?
I'm not saying I left events. So how did I dive into PR in my space? Right. A friend was having a show and she was like, "Oh, okay, so my name is Omoye. Just some people call me Omoye." And she was like, "Ah, Omo, say this thing. I don't know how to go about it." I'm like, "Okay, I know somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody." And it piqued my interest. So I called it somebody that knows somebody that knows somebody. And then we got the thing done for her. So she wanted to do like some billboard, newspaper,
Ads and
ads,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I said, "Okay, I know somebody, I know somebody," and that was how.
You kept knowing somebody.
Oh yes, I know somebody. I'm like, "Okay, sure, I can do this thing now."
As a job. Okay.
Yeah, I can do it, and so I did go for some trainings, you know. But you can't just because you can't just dive into something like, "Oh, I just
Okay.
because I have an idea doesn't mean I know it."
Okay.
Right. So I just took some courses, you know, even as an event person. My boss drilled me, right? He drilled me so much that I became tough. But then I would leave, whether I do PR job for you, whether I do your event or manage an event for you, I just like to leave you with
The memory of
memory that
somebody.
you will always come back.
Come back. Oh, okay.
Are there
Beyond
some
experience.
mistakes that organizers make? Or what are those common mistakes that when one is trying to manage an event or trying to do a PR, render a PR service to someone, what are those common mistakes they often make?
Well, it's knowing what your client wants, right? So if you tell me, "Oh, I want to do this," for instance, and in my mind I'm telling you, "Oh, I know it, I know it, I know it," right? Then your event manager, for instance, doesn't have an idea of what you want, but he or she says, "Oh, I can do it, I know it." Now there has to be like a proper planning, right? There should be a proper planning. Oh, of course, I'm going to quote a little part of the scripture in the Bible. It said, if you want to build a house, for instance, it said must first do a costing before you say, "Okay, I want to build this kind of place." You understand? So if you do your costing, you give how do you say it?
Is it for mistakes? So that I'm gonna avoid mistakes.
Yeah, so if you so I'm trying to say if you I'm using that as an example now to say if
If you don't do it, you're
don't
not
do
gonna
it,
do
yeah.
get a lot of
So
mistakes.
there is another that say by failing to plan, you're planning to
To fail,
fail.
So
okay.
you have to understand it.
Yeah. Then what do you want to do? What are you aiming to get? How do you want it to end?
Okay.
Right. So because if you do well this time, you definitely do well maybe the next time. So if you don't plan well, or if you don't have the right audience.
Is it true that to organize a successful event, it has to cost you money?
Well, I don't agree. I don't agree. I'll tell you why. If you have a small budget, I used to tell some clients that, okay, let me just use myself as an example. So a friend of mine wanted to have a gathering. She's forming a network of Christian film actors and all that. So she said she wanted to do something. And she was like, oh, Esther, I have this XYZ budget. I said, okay, we can work with it. But then, so she said, I want this location. I said, well, this location will cost you more than what you are planning to use.
Yeah, budget.
But then, why don't we use this location? They will get a caterer that can say, okay, you feed these 10 people you're bringing into this event. Why don't we say, okay, we're not giving them food, we're going to give them chops, right? Why don't we say, we don't want to do food, so if you're not going to give them food, just know that you're not going to waste their time. So if you start, for instance, by 8 o'clock, by 2 p.m. that everybody is hungry for lunch, I mean, they will just close the event and everybody would go.
Yeah, okay.
But then you don't keep people from this time to this time and you expect them not to react. But you want to have a successful event for another time, you must know that your audience needs satisfaction in that sense. When I say satisfaction, you are giving them everything that makes that event successful. Then another thing again, ambience matters. If there is no good vibe in that place, it also maybe tells on the kind of event you are doing, and people will be like, oh, that event I don't like the vibe I'm getting there, or it wasn't impactful, something like that.
If you're going to advise perhaps another event planner on something to avoid when they are organizing, and then the client is insisting, you just said it now like, oh, ambience, and the person is insisting, and you know that if you do this event in this particular place, it may not give them that lasting impression. But the client is saying yes, yes, yes. Would you say customer is always right and then go ahead with it?
No. So I say this, right? If, for instance, I want to use Oriental Hotel for
An event.
For an event, I'm not the owner of the event. I'm just a manager, an event manager. So one of the things I would do is, okay, Oga, you want to use this place, or Mother, you want to use this place. There are some deals you do with hotels nowadays. You just be like, okay, you give me XYZ for this, I'll give you the whole for this amount. So you negotiate. You first of all tell them, okay, we can get this deal from these people. And if it doesn't work, you will look for another alternative. But if you, as an event planner, you now say, okay, we'll do this, you're shooting yourself in the foot, because if you deliver bad today, nobody will contact you tomorrow.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. So we've heard that event planners, event managers are very, very wealthy people. Because when they come with the bills, when they come, this is it. And at the end of the day, the DJ is complaining that the event planner paid me 58,000.
Yeah.
This person, the MC says the event planner, they pay me only 100,000. And the event planner is carting away millions of naira. What do you have to say about that?
Event planner are the ones that
Are you telling us? Do you want to say the people are lying?
It's a lie. 100% lie. See, I'll say it is a lie.
Why would the vendor like?
Okay.
I'm a DJ.
No.
You pay me complete. You say, okay, after the event.
No, it's not paying complete now. Out of 10 million, you pay DJ 50,000.
Well,
Are you
so
collecting?
No. Okay, so let us
defend your event organizers.
so sometimes it's not true.
Okay.
Everyone, it's not true. So
What usually happens is it that the client does not pay the event planner enough?
Listen to this. See, an event organizer says, my budget is 5 million. And you're looking for a Marriott that will take 3 million. And you want to have DJ, you now say you want to bring DJ Humility, type of DJ to that event. Then you now say
all of them in that 5 million budget.
Inside that 5 million. Okay. And then what is my profit inside it at the end of the day? Maybe I'm going with maybe 150,000, 100,000, by the time I finish paying everybody. So is that 1 million? So another thing is this. Some organizers can frustrate. See, I'm saying it because I've been through it. So people can frustrate you. They'll be like, they want this, but how can you get it done? So in your own mind as a creative person, you now sit and think through it. Okay, how can I make this
Happen.
how can I make it happen? How can I make this a lasting event so that this person, if he sees, oh, she's able to manage this amount this time, maybe if I give her, if she charges me 10 million next time instead of 5 million, I will give her because I got a very good result at the end of the whole thing. And then you want to tell me that as a DJ, I'll probably call you as a DJ or any vendor, I would have negotiated with you. Oga, agree, no agree. You understand? So if we don't accept it, I'll look for somebody that can accept it. You understand? But then, this thing, we can't please everybody. Even some of the, we've received insults in some places, you know, but then that's the business. That's the business.
How do you balance this kind of hard work? I put it because it takes a lot of your time with, for example, personal life and social life. Because essentially, it's like you guys don't do any other thing other than organizing events for other people.
Yeah, so sometimes I get third-party events. When I mean third-party events, somebody will be like, if I have friends that are events planners or managers, sort of. So they'll be like, oh, this thing is too much. Can you come? Can you
Okay, you guys collaborate.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
So that's why I said third-party. But then there are some that are mine. I think I've been blessed to have a team of strong, reliable guys who work with me.
Okay.
Right. So sometimes I just be like, this one will take care of this, one will take care of this. So sometimes I just relax my because I know I have competent people.
Okay.
So that's me speaking now. Right. I have people that I can say, okay, you are in charge of this. Then I can sleep knowing fully well that these people are doing this for me. Right. Then there are some that you'll be like, okay, you know, this person is not strong in this sense, but then you support this person. But in my own case, right, it's not really, so I don't know, but there are challenges, right? There are challenges. There are some that will give you sleepless night, maybe. Okay, I'll give you one. I'll give you an connect.
Sure.
So Africa, I was part of the people who, so when I say third party, that's where I come in.
Something like that, okay.
So we had Africa's sometime in October last year, and then so one of their coach was like, "Oh, Esther, I need this, I need that, I need to do this." So I started looking for printer by 11 p.m. in the night to get some things done. I started looking for vendors who can help us do this, who can help us do that. But was the event successful? Absolutely, it was. Did we get them? Yes, we did. Did they deliver? If you say 9 o'clock, they will deliver by 11 o'clock, but did they deliver? Yes. But then sometimes you just want to make sure you have sleepless night too, but you want them to still deliver. So those are some of the challenges we have. Some people will be like, oh, no, this thing you printed is just not it. I don't like it. But then you still find a way to manage it.
Okay.
Right? So that we get sleepless night. I finished one recently and I thought, okay, in December I did one and do you know, before the end of the event, I left. Okay, the day 2 of the event, I left before the end of the event because I was tired. I've been doing it for 3 days, right? And I had to tell myself, if I left before everybody knew I left the event. But then mentally, yes, we strain ourselves. Physically, we do. Then there are some that will say, okay, I need you to also cover the marketing. That's in PR aspect, because if they know you do event plans and what, can you take charge of the marketing, the marketing, the PR, you know, you want to do all that. And then you are looking at, oh, I need to get this done, I need to get that done. But all in all, for me, it's challenging. Sometimes people will be like, this guy are chopping money, but not lie.
Would you advise somebody to not go into it if it's not lucrative?
Of course, it is lucrative, but like I said earlier, there are some people that will short pay you. There are some people that will tell you, I'll pay you in so time, but they will still be owing you. But you can't keep them. You be praying for their good health so that they'll pay you at the end of it.
Okay, so if you have a young Nigerian listening right now who wants to become an event manager, what would you tell the person as he or she is stepping in?
Okay, so first thing first, ask God for wisdom. It's not easy.
Okay.
Because you can't start, I'm a believer, so I'm just going to say that. So you can't start anything behind God. So just say, God, I want to go into this. Then if it's not your calling, don't go into it. Don't, because of my friend is doing it, or Shade made 500,000 after managing the event. It's a lie. What Shade went through, you don't know. But if it's not your calling, don't just go into it because my friend is doing it, you know? Then if you must go into it, go and learn. Maybe work under somebody, get a mentor. Let the mentor drill you, stress you. Then if you can take the hit, you'll become a better person the next day.
Let me put you on the spot here now, because I know we're running out of time, so I'll just toss this question. Where are you from?
I'm
part
from
of
Edo State.
Edo State?
Yeah.
Which part of Edo State? I'm inquisitive.
Very important.
Very important.
Okay, what part of Edo State? Do I?
No, say it,
I'm from
say it.
Esan.
Okay, Esan.
Yeah.
Okay.
The one they call Ishan.
Oh, yes.
So it's
yes,
actually
yes.
Esan.
Esa. So which of your local foods do you like most?
I love granite soup. I love granite soup.
Can you make
With
it?
pounded yam.
Can you make it? Because there's people that only know how to eat.
No. So I love cooking. Oh. God, that's another hobby.
Okay.
I love cooking. I can cook for Africa. But I don't know how to pound yam. So I know how to eat it very well.
Use blender like the Jay-Z's that taught us to do. Use blender to pound the
But
yam.
it's never like, it's never like, can never be like.
You do make garri now.
No, but then if you eat groundnut soup with eba, you will still love it too.
Greet now. Greet our people with your local dialect.
Yeah, of course I can do it.
Please.
Okay.
We are waiting for you. Yeah.
All right. Enuwa bodiaye. Egbe fuware. Right. That's it.
That's all. I mean, we're not going to pretend that
You can say one sentence like this and it means like this.
Yes, we were expecting that you were going to tell them your dialect. Keep watching SOUQ News. Subscribe.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you're going to say them in your dialect.
Okay.
Keep watching.
Do it.
And subscribe to the Just Africa on all our YouTube channels.
Okay, so keep watching SOUQ News.
Yeah, dialect.
We caught you.
Okay, so in case I blab somewhere, my fellow Esan people, forgive me. So Enuwa, Wage, SOUQ News, we YouTube, and what else?
Just Africa.
We Just Africa. Eri we YouTube, eri we Facebook, eri we Instagram. Wadage, SOUQ News, only on YouTube.
Okay, now you know that. So if she's wrong, doctor is going to tell us.
How did you know? No problem. Anyway, it's that we wrap, and of course, today's conversation reminds us that events are far more than schedules, stages, sounds. You've already heard some of the struggles that some of them make. So in case you are planning to go into it, prepare yourself for a lot of work. Of course, with Esther, she has, of course, through her work at Lady Creatives, she has been able to demonstrate how creativity, strategy, and of course purpose can turn events into platforms that educate, inspire, and empower. Or maybe, in all of this, would you hope to get into event planning?
I was actually into it for a short period of time.
Okay.
I did it for 2-3 of my friends.
Okay.
Because the last one I handled was 2021 in Aja. So it's something I have done before.
Okay, but it's something that you think you
I
can
just
do.
paused.
Why did you pause?
Because
you just heard now that it's lucrative. At least maybe it's the next oil money that is coming.
the experience is beautiful.
It is.
It's not gonna lie. The experience is when you say something is beautiful.
Yeah, still answered why you stopped.
When you have to the negotiation part. Let's go home.
All right, thank you so much for being a part of today's show. And of course, we'll be right here again to bring you another episode of Just Africa. Do well to follow us on all our social media platforms at SOUQ News TV and subscribe to our YouTube channel at Just Africa Show. I am Emmanuel Amelo. Do well to follow us and have a wonderful, wonderful afternoon.